What up, Jobins? Episode 47. We got our boy Josh back with us in the studio. Let's go.
What's up? What's up?
How you doing, brother?
I'm doing well.
You just went to a Point Fest concert.
This past Sunday.
I bet that was dope.
It was first concert back, since all the craziness. And there was...
So the one before that was the Posty concert we went to?
Well, for us, for me and Andrea, went and seen Fits in the Tantrums.
Oh,
it was in March.
Who's Fits in the Tantrums?
They're a pretty popular, like, pop alternative type band. And we seen them in March, so it was like right before shutdown.
Oh, okay. That's how the Post concert was too. So you guys must have saw them right after the Posty.
Yeah.
Quick question, probably stupid. Fits into Tantrums. Is there any relation to the Fitz Bottling Company in St. Louis?
Oh my God.
No.
I don't think so.
No, they're not local. I don't think.
Yeah. That's dope. Dude, I've never been to a Point Fest concert. How many bands did you get to see?
We've seen 3. There's 4 on the main stage. It was Greek Fire, Bad Flower, Seether, and Shinedown. We were a little late to see Greek Fire, but then we seen the last 3, and it was awesome. All 3 of them did really well. Would have liked to got to see Greek Fire. They're kind of a local St. Louis rock band.
Yeah, I never heard of them either. Sorry.
They're good. I like them a lot. We've seen them the first Point Fest that we did, or that I went and seen. It was in I guess that was 2019. They played on one of the side stages or whatever, and they killed it. They did a cover of I forget which Linkin Park song it was, but it was awesome.
It was cool. That's what's up. What was there COVID restrictions?
No,
none. People
not
were
at
good.
all.
That's good.
It was really busy. It's outdoors, and we had lawn seats, so you have that part of it. But other than that, no, there's none at all.
I fucking hate the state we're in right now, where like some places it's mandatory to have a mask, some places it's not. Half the people are wearing masks, half people aren't. I got vaccinated. I'm like I don't wear a mask when I go into places. I guess I'm one son of a bitch to some people's eyes, and then to some people it's like, well, yeah, who cares? But I keep my distance from everyone. I still be washing my hands.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
if you're vaccinated, you have a little bit of more protection than if you wouldn't. But I'm kind of the same way. Sometimes we do wear them, sometimes we don't.
And I'll get the booster shot whenever I'm available to do it.
Yeah, that might not be for a while.
Yeah, we'll see.
Did you see that it got
No,
the FDA panel they turned it down for like younger people, but they want it for the older crowd and the at risk.
Well, I saw that it got like approved for kids. Some of the vaccines, not the booster, but the vaccine.
Yeah,
for younger kids.
Bro, you're already going to a whole nother level of controversy because I'm not going to have my kid get vaccinated. And then it's like, oh, God.
You know what I saw on the news? And then it made me question because the media is so powerful. We're going to talk a couple of things, like how media, it's so powerful. And I kind of look at shit and like, well, what are they really trying to portray here or push out? And the story, my mom and dad, I don't watch the news. As soon as my mom gets off work, dude, they want to turn on the news and watch the news. And it's just horrible, depressing shit. Make you just want to fucking stay inside, not fucking go outside. You know what I mean? Yeah. And I don't like that kind of shit. That kind of shit brings me down. The whole story with the girl going missing, we'll get into a little bit. That I got invested in that, and then I'm like, I'm fucking sad. This shit's sad. Like, it's how the media does it.
Yeah.
So,
everything is about views.
Yeah.
And so, like, I always look at the media as how are they trying to get more views.
Yeah.
And then you have to, like, there's a certain, I don't know, you have to think for yourself in it and see, like, what are they trying to portray?
What are they trying to push?
And, what side are they on? Like, how are they trying to portray this as far as, like, the facts go and stuff like that? Because they'll, they try and push a certain thing or whatever. Yeah. So you just have to, I don't know, take things with a grain of salt, think about it, take in different sources, that kind of stuff.
100%.
And just to add on to that, like, you got to think about who owns these media companies too. Like, who,
100%.
because, you know, the owners have a lot of say in, like, what stories that they want to have go through there too, as far as agendas being pushed. Like, totally.
And that's the same
totally
thing
agree.
with whatever you look up online, whenever you click on something, who's publishing that article. But what I'm saying, what I saw was my mom, they got on the news, they were saying that women who were pregnant and weren't vaccinated were getting COVID and then dying. And there was a sad story about this guy who his wife died, and then she gave birth and then she died, and then they said it was due to COVID. And that's what made me go, well, hold on, are they just trying to be like, well, everyone? And then there was like 15 women at the hospital who had died from COVID, and they were pregnant, and all of them were unvaccinated. None of them were vaccinated. And I'm like, shit. I'm like, that's sad as fuck. That's horrible. That's the moment, you know, when you're supposed to be so fucking happy. And then just the natural cause of death. That's what always scares me. Like, when the mom can just die giving birth naturally. Like, oh, fuck. That would just be the worst. I feel so bad to people that's had happened to. And shout out to women having to do that. Because fuck.
It's a traumatic thing.
Yeah.
And so, like, yeah, that would just be awful for everyone. Like, it's...
So, yeah, news, fuck.
At that moment, like, in that certain circumstance, like, you're happy because you had a kid, but then at the same time, it's like, how do you feel? Because you know, the woman just died.
Yeah.
So you can't really be that.
Yeah.
You know,
it's like your happiest and then saddest moments in life at the same time.
I just think of
total clusterfuck.
Jersey Girl when I think of that situation.
Yeah.
I mean, to counter that, at least there'd be like some closure of like the cycle of life. Like, it wouldn't be super, super tragic as like just a blind death happening, you know, of a loved one. Like, the loved one birthed like your child. It's a little easier to take than like, oh, just random spouse
Ask someone
dead.
that's been through it, Brendan. Why don't you ask someone that's been through
And
it?
then I'll ask their child as well and see what they say.
Damn.
Boom.
Brendan's off the pod. No, I'm just kidding. But did you guys see that they picked the Bachelorette and the guy from Eureka? He's from Eureka.
I just seen a small thing about that on Facebook.
I didn't even know the Bachelorette was still a thing. I didn't know they were still a show.
I only know about it because my mom watches it.
And you know what I was thinking? Why does the Bachelor? And I know it's because of views, and it's probably what just brings in the views and the money. But they're always the handsomest people in the world. Guys who can get girls without the show, who can get any girl they want. This guy's a fucking dime. He's handsome. He's tall. I'm like, why the fuck? I'm like, get a guy like me. Give me a shot. Give me a chance. Guy who's bald, a little chubby.
They always try and pick like the best looking people.
I know.
You know?
I know.
It's like so superficial feeling though. You know? It's like.
Oh yeah, cool. Give the guy who could get anything. Give him everything. Give him more of everything.
I don't. The whole idea of that show is it's cringy.
Yeah.
Terrible. I hate it.
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking. I'm like, you're gonna have a marriage. You're gonna have, you know, after this season's over, you gotta live with this person the rest of your life.
I wonder if any of them that have happened are still together today. I have no idea. Never watched it.
There's probably like one.
The fact that it's going on in Eureka, that's the only reason why I know about it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's exactly what Brendan said. Like, there's a point once the cameras turn off where they're probably like, oh shit, well, this is different. And they probably act different off camera too.
Yeah.
Because
100%.
When you're on camera, you just, you know, I don't know, you play it up a little bit or whatnot.
That's why I love podcasts, dude. That's why I love podcasts. You get to see who the person really is. I love it. Mm-hmm. People still make mistakes on podcasts, don't get me wrong, but you get to see it more.
Yeah.
Which, honestly, because I do want to talk about the girl who went missing. I know everyone's seen it. Everyone's heard about it and read everything about it. But that's why it hit me a little bit. Because it's like, damn, not only she's really pretty, all missing people is sad. You know what I mean? But she was trying to be, you know, a YouTube person, a vlogger, all that kind of stuff. It's like, damn, that sucks.
I think that's part of the reason why it got so much attention.
You think so?
Part of it.
I was wondering, people, and then a lot of people started posting it where it was like, oh, why does she get all the attention for missing when there's so many other thousands of people missing people? And then I saw this one woman saying that it was missing white woman syndrome. There's a syndrome for it. missing white girl syndrome. Like, damn. That made me think, well, hold on here. Doesn't her life matter too?
Yeah.
Because that's fucked up to say that.
Well, absolutely. But that is like a big reason why.
Yeah.
And not only that, but so she was young.
Yeah.
And she's pretty.
Yeah.
And it's messed up. But if she was, I don't know, if she was a minority, she wouldn't have gotten as much attention.
That's fucked.
There was another case. A podcast talked about it, and it was very like similar circumstances. Another woman, but I think she was a minority, and her case didn't get as much attention, and so it's still.
And why does that happen? And I think that just tells me the thing that people should learn from that is just how powerful the media is. And it's like, well, damn, can't we be like that with every case if we all just got behind it? Like, are we saying it's the media's fault, or is it our fault that we're only getting behind certain ones?
A little bit of both. Like, I think you can, for like social media, people can push that. Like, if it's a group of people that, hey, keep sharing this, keep looking for it, and whatnot, then.
Oh. I'll take this mic now. Well. To add on to that too, like, what pisses me off, guys, about the whole thing is like the victim blaming. Like, why is she in this toxic relationship? I'm like, why is this guy toxic? Why is this guy toxic? You know what I'm saying? Like, I just think that the media and how it's portrayed, and I feel terrible for her. Like, we shouldn't put fault on her for being a victim too, and that's something that I see too much of, and I don't like that.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like any abusive relationship, they're like, why'd they stay with that person or go back? And there's so much more to it than just that. It's I don't know, I don't want to get behind the psyche of it because it's bigger than what I can
What's fucked up is how the place they're looking for this dude, good fucking luck. It's like either if he's even in there,
is he even alive?
Yeah, because it's like, dude, there's alligators, snakes, what the fuck, bugs. Fuck being in that area where he's at, and it's 25,000 fucking acres. Good luck finding that dude. But I saw this thing where they're going to use infrared cameras at night. I'm like, damn, that'd be dope. That'd be cool. That'd be fun to do as a job. Mm-hmm. Where's this motherfucker at? And you're looking for him and shit. That'd be fun. That'd be a cool job. Whoever's doing that, that'd be cool.
They're on the hunt.
There he is. Get the motherfucker. And then they get him.
I guess like the heat signature, you can differentiate between people and animals and whatnot, but
that whole situation is so sad. And then you know what I don't get? And it's just because I'm not a dumbass. I'm not a killer. I would never kill anybody. But how do you get in a altercation where the police are involved and then you kill that person days, weeks, I think it was weeks later possibly. Like when you just got into, I don't know. And then not only you're traveling across country with them, and you don't come back with them.
It looks very sketchy.
Yeah,
very
what
guilty,
the fuck?
obviously.
Yeah.
You know what that says to me too is it wasn't premeditated. I think it was a heat of the moment, like a
100.
passionate thing.
I can't say 100%.
You know, because it's like what you're saying. It'd be stupid to do something like that right after a domestic abuse report.
Yeah.
You would not do. I guarantee. Like,
why would you?
Well, not guarantee, but something happened to where he.
You know what pisses me off the most? You got a girl. Josh has a girl. Look at us, me and Brendan. We're single as fuck. We would never do that shit. We would never kill our beautiful girlfriend. If she was with me, Josh, she'd still be alive today, and I'd be cooking her dinner.
He's definitely got something wrong with him.
Yeah, dude.
I think like, obviously to do what he did, to do what he did or allegedly did.
Mm-hmm.
Although it looks very suspicious.
Yeah, I know. Me and my dad were trying to think of situations of like, what if he didn't like, what if they got mad and she ran off and got sick or something and died or something, and then he was like panicking and didn't know what to do, and but apparently I don't know if it's 100% true, but I saw that she might have been buried. And it's like, that's fucked. That is just so fucked.
I just hope that they can find him and bring him to trial, and it's not a situation where he did kill himself or he dies or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
That's not the justice that that she deserves and that her family
100%,
deserves.
I know, and that's another thing that's just sick. It's like I told my parents, I'm like, if I ever did anything like that, I would want you to not defend me. I would want you and then for the parents to defend that shit, I hope they get in a little trouble.
They 100% should.
Yeah.
I feel like because if they knew he was gone,
Yeah.
and they didn't say anything,
Yeah.
and they had to know that he was a suspect in it.
Yeah.
So they should absolutely get like obstruction of justice or whatever the charge might be. I think they definitely.
And then for him to like be able to come back with her, those days when he was not cooperating with the police, there's situations that make me question our amendments. You know what I mean? And this is a situation. This dude, now obviously we plead the fifth. We're not fucking guilty until we're proven. But when it's a situation like this, when a motherfucker's traveling across country with a girl, and he comes back and she's not with him, like he needs to like just be locked up for a couple days in question, or like he needs to be like there needs to be an officer knowing where he is at all times until this fucking girl's found.
And you know what else is just BS to me? Is just like immediately he lawyers up. Like, I think money has such a huge impact on our justice system, which I think is BS. Yeah. There should not be any monetary advantages to the justice system.
They do look kind of the house of the parents looked pretty well. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and she was living with them. I don't know about the situation, the living situation exactly, but like I'm sure they probably had some privacy since they're together and living with his parents. So, I mean,
so fucked because it's like they wouldn't be looking for him if they just held him. And then I get it because like, damn, all the people who have been fucking falsely accused, locked up, all that kind of shit. Of course, who knows? What if we're all blaming this motherfucker and something crazy, some crazy fucking story happened and he didn't kill her, but he panicked?
I feel like what you were saying, he still should have been surveilled.
100%.
That's not illegal, and
I feel like you would, if that happened, if you're fighting with some chick and some kind of crazy shit, you accidentally push her and a boulder falls on her. You know what I mean? Wouldn't you come forward? Wouldn't you be like, this fucking happened?
Think about this though, because he like, did you hear about that story with the one girl who was like, yeah, I think I had picked him up when he was hitchhiking.
Yeah.
And then think about this. What if he actually was hitchhiking for real? They got in an argument. He comes back to that van, finds her dead and strangled, and then is like, how do I explain this to anyone?
Yeah.
I've seen Gone Girl. I know how this goes.
I know, dude. Oh, he's guilty.
I think he's guilty for sure. But
we knew that. We knew he did. Yeah, dude.
Like you said, if some crazy development happened, like that would be something where I wouldn't know how to respond. I wouldn't do what he did, but it'd be crazy.
You know what we're called? Because I think we've seen so many movies that like we just know what to look for, and you know what signs are and shit. We're called digital investigators. Thank you. I'm like, fuck yeah, because there's people out there. There's like been they've solved cases from doing fucking shit on so. There's some legitness to it.
Yeah, it's could be a good thing or a bad thing because there's also been like people that were
rabbit holes,
and people will go down them, and it's like that person's not a suspect, but then it can like really affect that person who didn't actually do it, but they're getting accused of it. That would be horrible, and
100%.
So it's like it's a good
100%.
thing, but then it also could be a very bad thing too.
That's why it's like amendments are crazy situations. There's millions and billions of situations, and so much to an amendment.
Mm-hmm. Well, I don't know. Yeah, the surveillance thing. Maybe they did have eyes on him, but then somehow he escaped. Out the back door or something. They had no idea he was gone in the middle of the night. Who knows? But for him to get out like that, them not know for a couple days, is kind of crazy.
And what's crazy is the amount of people that go fucking missing a year. I think it was 90,000 people went missing last year. In 2020.
Is that in the U.S. alone?
I think so.
Dude, that's I would never have guessed.
That's what I'm saying, dude. That's what I'm saying. Like, if I go missing,
but
what the fuck?
But how many of those were like people that were reported missing, but then were found with like a day after? Because like
I didn't go down the rabbit hole that much. I read it and I was like, that's fucked up. And then I just was like, on to the next thing. You know what I mean?
I'm sure that's probably most cases. The report it missing, and after 24 hours or whatnot, but then they're found the day after or 2 days after.
Oh, she was found immediately, dude. They found that shit quick.
Well, like her.
Once she was she was reported, I think on the 11th, September 11th, and then they found her on the Sunday. So I think, wasn't it Friday, September 11th happened?
I think so.
Yeah, and then they found her Sunday. So they found her quick.
Did you see how they found her? Like how they noticed the van? It was a YouTuber, and he had been in the area that they were searching for.
YouTuber helping a fellow YouTuber. Let's go.
And so he was editing his footage, and then he noticed this white van off on the side, and then
he left the van there. I thought he drove the van home.
No, at the time, so that area, the area they were searching, where it was like
when he was there, this guy saw.
and it was like off on the side of this little road. And
so if that dude had never saw that, would they have not known he was there?
They still might have found her, but it might have been later because they were. I mean, it's a huge area that they're searching, so it kind of pinpointed
a
where to look at, and then it's shortly after
I never knew that.
Yeah, it was a big. I mean, it was huge
It's
help.
weird how things like that happen, dude. It's weird.
That's why they always say, like, for any tips, even if you think it's the smallest thing, if
is that a coincidence
anything,
or is that fucking? That's that science scene, dude. That's that science scene. Do you believe in miracles, or is that a coincidence? Because shit like that.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a good example of why
it's a little late.
Anything, yeah. But I mean, like, if you have any tips, even if you think it's small, to let someone know, because it could be you think it's small, but then with the other pieces together, it's actually something big.
Exactly.
And so a little thing like that, just a little image of a video that was being shot, helped find her.
Put all those pieces together, like you're saying, and then we can be some digital investigators here, kind of, get the inside scoop. I've never heard that term before either. That's crazy.
Made me feel good.
I mean, with the internet and everything, and how much people can search up and people talk about things, it's kind of only natural that a lot of people would get interested in that kind of thing. And there's people that do it for like their job. They turned it into a career because they find that they're really good at it, or they're able to go to those resources beyond just people searching up web pages or seeing videos or whatever. But
I went down a little rabbit hole with China.
What about China?
Dude, I've always kind of fucked this little conspiracy theory, and I just got into the rabbit hole of it, so I'm learning more. I've got into it before I went to bed, and I was like, man, this is fucked up, dude. Like, there's just so much shit going on in the world at all times right now that it's just like, my dad goes, and then I forget, I think it might have been Cookie. He's like, are you learning these things because you yourself are going to try and fix it? And I go, I know. It's really one of those, when you're like going through a breakup and like, oh yeah, everyone goes through a breakup. So it's like, oh yeah, so fuck me and my problems and my hurt and my breakup. Like, okay, yeah. It's like that. And I don't know. Anyway.
I don't know exactly what the situation is, but I know with like the way I kind of look at it is there's always got to be some fear.
Mm-hmm.
It's
fear news.
Yeah.
There's another term for it. But
fear mongering?
Maybe. There's another one I know too. I've heard fear mongering before, but that's a true thing. But
kind of look at it this way. You know how like the Red Scare with the Russians?
Yeah.
To a certain point, all these conspiracy theories about China is kind of like that. Obviously, some of them.
You gotta live your life, and then when it happens, it happens. Well, guess what, Josh? The shit might happen.
Someone's always got to be the bad guy,
Damn, I gotta quit coughing.
So people like to
COVID.
Fear. That fear brings in views. So that's just one thing to look at it.
It got me. Because I didn't know about Taiwan and China's problem. So apparently, China wants Taiwan. And if China gets Taiwan, it's apparently like this last piece to the puzzle of making China great again. And like, dude, this is what I'm saying, dude. This is some scary fucking shit. Like, apparently, like, so in the past couple decades, China's the most fastest growing military in the world ever. Apparently, their navy's bigger than ours. I don't know if that's true. This is some shit I gotta learn. The thing, dude, these were 3 people. I forget who the fuck they were. I've never seen before in my life. They seemed like they were some smart ass people because they had some titles to them. They had some titles.
It's probably handpicked because they, you know,
they're all for it. You know, like they want.
Yeah.
Well, the one guy. There was one guy. He was an Asian guy, and he was kind of disagreeing with him. He's like, I think this is silly. He's saying that we should. I'll get to that point, but he was saying that it should be held this way so that this doesn't happen. So, I feel like these guys were legit. I feel like it's legit. It feels legit.
They want to make you scared, and they got their way.
I look at numbers. I go, okay. And I look at numbers, and I'm like, okay, it's not good. Okay, this ain't good. Because they got way more. Okay.
People?
Whose numbers are you looking at?
And-
Because they report numbers all the time, man. You can't
I
trust
know.
exactly what they're
And
saying.
we're one of the countries, but there's a certain amount of countries who are starting to make it more advanced weapons, you know, and China's one of them.
But we spend way more
I
money
know.
on our defense, like on our military, than any country.
I know.
It's not even close.
I don't know.
And these big wars, if
I
they're ever a
know.
war between countries, it's not going to be fought. The primary fighting is not going to be between people.
Oh, I know.
It's
China and
drones and
nuclear fallout.
that's part of the reason why I like.
Nuclear fallout.
But that's like the nuclear deterrent,
Mm-hmm.
you know.
But yeah, dude, I just went down this rabbit hole, and they were like, if China gets that fucking Taiwan.
So what was it with Taiwan? They
So,
just wanting it. Why?
yeah,
How does it make them better militarily?
fuck, I forget all of it, but apparently it was with the Navy. And because also China's been building these islands where they're like storing shit. They're storing ammo, all this shit. So like with Taiwan, it's something, because see, I'm stupid, I'm dumb, I'll admit it right now, I don't give a fuck. But it's something to do with like United Nations or something, because Taiwan, China, it's not part of China. China is saying, no, Taiwan's part of us, but they're not, because Taiwan's kind of like Puerto Rico, I think, or some shit, or Guam. It's kind of like that. And then it has something to do with Australia as well. Like, and they referenced Australia as like China's punching bag, because China puts restrictions. So, you know how we've been seeing how like China's been putting all these bans on, like, can't have boy bands, feminism, games, all these more, and then there's all these things those things happening, and then China's been putting a lot more sanctions on Australia. So there's all these, you know, sanctions. You know how sanctions go. America's always like, oh, Kim Jong-un, you're doing some nuclear shit? Sanctions. Let's talk sanctions. We're going to fuck you over that way. We're going to take your money. We're going to take your product. So apparently China's doing that with Australia. And it's now the pandemic crazy shit of this is how will America allow, because apparently China's going to invade Thailand and take over. They've been giving warnings. There's been all this shit happening where apparently they're just gonna go in, take this shit over. Now, this is the rabbit hole conspiracy theory kind of talk. You know, the video I could watch could be wrong. You guys go look it up. I like this kind of stuff. It does scare me, but, you know, I don't let it ruin my life. I'm not like that. I'm not boarding up my windows and shit. But I do like to know. I would like to know. Because if it is gonna happen and it's happening, at least I know. You know what I mean? So what?
A lot of conspiracy theories. Like, I think, why are people interested in it? I think that
but
because
this one is true because of the thing. Like, I don't know if this is more of a conspiracy theory or of like just a theory because of like what's actually happening in play.
I just think with conspiracy theories, people follow them because they want to be like, ha, I was right.
You know,
before
China,
you know.
China wants to be number one. They want to be number one.
So does everyone else.
And exactly. And every time there's a huge, I saw this too, that every time there's a huge change in power with number one, it's always war. There's always war. There's no, oh, hey, China, yeah, you're number one now.
What about Russia and the United States? The whole
Ooh,
entire
throw
Cold
some shit
War.
at me. What happened?
The entire Cold War.
Okay.
Russia was trying to be number one.
Yeah, well,
with the USSR.
were they number one? Were
Yeah.
they already number one? Were they number one? They weren't number one.
No.
So that just deflated
But they
anything I just said.
that gets to the point of
We're number one. Okay. Who was number one before us? Brendan, I feel like you would know.
probably it would have to be before like World War One or around that time. So it was
Yeah.
probably
And I guarantee
in
it there was a
Europe.
war. Guarantee it there was a war.
England, France, whatever.
Yeah, I would say Germany probably. Like USSR was tied with us, but like if you're talking about World War II, probably Austria-Hungary. Then they got totally dismantled. And that was World War One, and then Germany kind of off to pieces. I would say, and then even before that, you got colonial powers like England and Spain, and even Portugal. Man, the Brazilians still speak Portuguese.
Yeah.
Think
that's
about
true.
that. And Portugal's a tiny little country. Crazy.
So yeah, okay. So last thing with the last little thing about the conspiracy theory, it all ends on how America handles it. Do they allow China to take over Taiwan, or not? And apparently we wouldn't. We wouldn't allow it because it would be like they compared it to like them taking over Puerto Rico or some shit like that, and then but China wants it bad apparently, and then like that's where the whole. Well, that's China versus America. Would it be nuclear fallout? Would it be the advanced kind of warfare with the new technology?
China,
All kinds of shit.
but China's wanted Thailand or
Forever.
Taiwan forever.
Forever.
And we've always recognized it as
It-
a country, its own separate country. But China just recognizes it as their own.
It
but
was
it's not.
something to do with the China Civil War where like they booted out or some shit. And then China was always like, no, they're fucking us. And no, they're not.
Yeah, but it's basically at that.
It doesn't make sense. Why is this little tiny island so important? That's the kind of shit that's just like, that's history.
They've
In history, they'll be like, well, why the fuck? And then we'll just be like, yep.
the way you said
'Cause
is
of
that
this.
they feel it that it's their own, Yeah. And they want it back or
What is going to happen? Time will tell. China. Fuck you, China. And I've always kind of seen that 100-year war plan. This is kind of like a 30-year war plan that they've had on. And then they show clips of their fucking military, how synchronized they are. This old fucker where it's like, oh, that old fucker has been planning this for 30 years. Because look, he's old now. Let's think 30 years. This fucker's old. And look at his synchronized ass, like ready to fucking take the fuck over. I don't like China. Sorry. I like the Chinese people. I love the culture. I don't like the China government. Just to make that fair. Because I'm not racist. I'm not going to see a Chinese person be like, fuck you. Because I do love, I would go to China. But I'd be like, please, your whole military thing, like, stop. You know what I mean?
And to me, I think it's a sign of weakness that they're like banning boy bands and like video games because that's Western culture, kind of. That's
some shit.
ideologies, and they're
Yeah.
like, we can't
That's
have
freedom.
that.
That's
We can't have
freedom.
that spreading here.
It's freedom.
Yeah. Hey, guess what, guys? There's gonna be more NSYNC, more Backstreet Boys, more stuff like that. Be ready.
Not when their
Hey,
fucking
China.
brains are blown out for doing it. Who fucking knows over there, dude? I don't know.
I already think they're losing. Could you imagine how bad it would look for us if we started like banning everything that was Chinese? We'd look pretty weak. I feel like.
Yeah.
Just saying.
so. And with China, their whole they have population issues.
Yeah.
And sustainability,
Mm-hmm. We will
taking
too
care of
one
the
day.
old.
We will too one day, if not already.
Yeah, but not the way China's having it.
True, but that's just like time.
Yeah,
One day.
we should move on from China.
Yeah, I know.
The
right?
conspiracy
Yeah.
theory. We should just,
We're done with it. Let's get into the fights real quick before we end this pod, because we got a good fucking card this weekend.
yes, hell yeah, 2
Yeah.
title fights.
Yeah,
And
UFC 266. Who's on the is there anyone interesting on the prelims? I forget.
I think there was like 2 fights for sure that I
Yeah, you were-
remember.
I forget. Lay 'em on me.
Bro, I did my little notes on here.
Get
You
your
know I
notes
gotta
out.
get it going.
Get
Flip
your
it
notes
over.
out.
Bro. So I did start with just the prelims.
Mhm.
Your girl, Roxanne Modafferi.
Oh fuck, she's fighting.
How do you pronounce that last name?
Roxanne Modafferi.
Modafferi.
Modafferi. Say it, Josh.
I'm not 100%
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah. My girl. That's what she is. She's my girl.
She's fighting women's
Who's she
flyweight.
fighting?
She's fighting Talia Santos, who is 17-1.
Do you remember her? I don't remember her. Let's go, Roxanne.
Yeah, that's who I got winning too.
Yeah.
I got her by decision. Because the Talia Santos, I don't
Forget.
think she's proven yet. She hasn't fought like a big name.
I forget.
And I think
I kind of
Roxanne-
remember actually. Hold on, Santos actually is starting. The more you say it, the more it's starting to pop in. Is Santos a beast? Is that chick that's a beast?
Had she fought in the UFC before?
I think so, and won, didn't she? Wasn't she 1-0? Is she 1-0 in the UFC?
it's not like super impressive wins or anything.
Uh-huh.
And what I'm saying is like Roxanne beats those girls that look
She
really
does.
good before they get to that top competition.
that
Real
Macy fight.
gatekeeper level. I
The
think
Macy fight was awesome.
Roxanne's gonna get her by unanimous.
What's another one? Who you got, Josh? On that last one.
Well, Roxanne's starting to get up there in age.
Yeah.
Is this the change in you said gatekeeper
Maybe.
status? Is
Maybe.
Santos ready for the
I
next
mean, look at
level?
Lauren Murphy. We'll get there. But yeah.
There is a 10 age difference too.
Mhm.
Talia Santos 28, Roxanne like you're saying 38. So that's she's closer to 40. You're right.
Damn, I didn't know Roxanne was that close to 40.
You didn't know? Yeah, but she is. And then,
Time.
dude, I know
damn
you
it.
guys probably don't know about this fight, but it's a heavyweight. It comes on after the Roxanne fight. Shamil Aburkhamidov versus, this is my boy here, Chris Dackhouse.
Oh, I got Shamil actually.
What? Bruh.
I got
Dude,
his
Chris
wrestling.
Dackhouse be finishing everyone, okay? He's going to knock out your boy.
No,
he's
he's
going to
going to
knock
the
out
ground.
Shamil. Shamil getting knocked out.
Shamil's taking him to the ground.
That's the game, right? Whose game plan's gonna work best?
Mm-hmm. Who do you got?
We're gonna go with.
That's an interesting fight. It's okay. That's okay. It's okay. It's okay.
I'm trying to remember the guys, honestly.
Ooh, Dan Hooker versus. I know that's
Yeah.
next.
Dan Hooker and
Nasrat.
hell yeah,
I'm horrible with names.
Dan Hooker's always in exciting fights.
Mhm.
I'm a Dan Hooker fan.
Yeah.
I want Dan Hooker to come back and win.
He had some visa issues, but he got good.
Both
got
of them
cleared.
did.
Yeah. Oh, they both did.
Both got him really late,
Damn.
and they both
That's
said
gotta be tough.
they're wondering about the weight issue because they've been having to deal with this. They
Mhm.
haven't been, I guess, properly cut weight, or they think they might have. But both of them said that they were gonna make weight and everything. So hopefully,
Yeah.
it should be a good fight.
Yeah.
I'm rooting for Hooker to
Yeah, I'm
come
going
back
Dan
from
Hooker.
that.
Yeah, I'm
from
going
that
Dan
loss.
Hooker.
I'm with you boys. Dan Hooker, TKO in my opinion. He's going to finish it.
Ooh. Marlon Moraes versus Merab Dulavashvili.
Speaking of changing of the guard, this could be a changing of the guard
How do
fight.
you say it? We've seen him
I
fight
just-
so many
I just-
times. Merab.
I just know him as Marab because of Matt Serra.
Dulavashvili.
Marab. Yeah.
Mhm. That's an okay fight.
Rob's on a.
I'm going with him.
He's on a good win streak right now.
Is he? How many? 4, 5, 6, 7?
I think 7.
7.
6. It's 6.
6. Oh yeah, we're going Rob.
I think-
Darvush.
Darvush. Yeah. that sounds right.
Darvush.
Something like that. Close.
Marlon all day, boys. And I'm going to wear my Marlon Moraes shirt I got
Marlon's been going down.
when he fought Cejudo.
He's only 33 now. See, Marlon, his fighting lately, it comes off 38.
He's hit his prime early.
Yeah,
Or past his prime early.
yeah,
BJ Penn's not old.
yeah.
He's went downhill a long time ago.
Next.
Oh yeah.
Jessica Andrade versus Cynthia Cavillo? Cavillo?
Oh, that's the first fight of the main card.
Yeah, we
Let's
went
go.
through those prelims
Yeah, the
pretty
prelims
quick.
are okay. They're okay. They're decent.
I'm sure with this big big pay-per-view though, there'll probably be good fights on there.
Yeah. Did you guys see the countdown for it?
Not yet.
Oh, dude, you guys need to watch it. Go home either tomorrow night or tonight when you get home. Watch it because I'm not gonna lie. Last weekend's fights, we didn't watch them. Me and Brendan watched one of the
Dirty Harry.
Dirty Harry.
Good movie too. 1971.
It was okay.
You didn't like
It was
it?
okay.
It was good. We'll talk about it later.
Dirty fucking Harry. Maybe we'll watch the other fucking 4. We'll see. But Jim Carrey's in the 5th one.
Really?
Yeah, and he's all crazy and fucking overdoses on heroin. Spoiler alert. We haven't seen it either, but
Same.
anyway, the countdown last weekend, I was like, fuck the fights. I don't care. Watch the movie. Then we watched the main event. We watched Anthony Smith versus Ryan. And it was a good fight. I was like, damn, that was lit.
Dude, that card was actually really good.
We missed it.
You did miss it.
That happens. It's the reminder. It's the punishment. God goes, that's why you love UFC. And I go, fuck, I missed a good card.
It's one of those ones you should just go back and watch it.
I will. I love, we don't miss shit. But I have been. I was in a funk. Then that happened. Now I'm back.
Yeah, there's been some events that I've missed too. Like fight nights. Not really.
I'm not going to lie. I kind of went through it again. And then I watched the countdown.
Like for this card,
Yeah,
you were
for
like, this card's a good card.
I know. What's going on? Is it Sean?
I don't know. What is
I feel
this?
like it might be Sean. When you're so invested into a fighter, and then I've never personally known a fighter before. You know what I mean? It's not as thrilling when he's not there. When he fights, the feeling I get when he fights, it never happens.
You're not as invested in the other fighters.
Yeah.
As much as you are Sean.
Where it used to be all the time.
Yeah.
And kids these days with UFC, they don't know how good they have it having fights every weekend. Remember back in the day, Josh, where we'd have to wait every month, sometimes even 2-3 months?
Yeah, it felt like it would be like every couple weeks that they would do one, and now it's
every weekend.
When they take like a week or two off, it just feels like forever.
Yeah, dude.
You're like, whoa, what is this? And then fight night comes up, you're like, oh shit, yeah, fight night. Oh yeah.
But yeah, I watched the countdown. It got me jacked. I'm really excited for the Nick Diaz Robbie Lawler fight. Did you see what happened with that?
You're talking about they moved it to a middleweight fight?
Yeah, because apparently Nick Diaz got like injured or something, or just something going on. And
I don't know.
Something with weight cutting, some shit.
He does look heavier than he usually does. I mean, it's gonna be at middleweight now, but I could see it. Like something happened during camp. He feels like it'd be bad for him to cut more weight. Maybe he could make the weight, but it'd be really detrimental to him.
Well, I mean, Roxanne's making her weight, and they're the same age, both 38. And then Robbie Lawler's 39, dude, both vets. Like, I mean, there could be so many reasons for why he doesn't want to cut that weight. It'd be hard to cut weight when you're getting old.
Dude, Ben Askren threw out some. You can keep the mic. You don't have to always throw it back to Josh, too. You can keep it in case I want to talk to you. But Ben Askren threw out some fucking facts, some time facts. Last time Nick Diaz won a fight, Bitcoin was $4.
How long has it been?
Long, dude. The last time he fought was Anderson Silva. When was that again? I should know after watching the countdown. I forget. I'm horrible at that.
I put him on 2015.
That's why you take notes. That's why he's the man. 2015 was Anderson Silva. So the last time he won a fight, fuck, I can't even remember. But anyway, the countdown, they show the first fight. Dude, that was so long ago. Holy shit. And they're both fucking Robbie Lawler screaming at him. Nick's hitting him. Robbie's getting crazy. And then boom, Nick Diaz knocks him out. And Robbie just falls straight forward. Fuck. What a good, fun fight. What a time. And Robbie's all, you know what I mean? But he gets knocked the fuck out. The times have changed, though, I think. Because here's the thing. I watched the countdown, right? And I saw on the countdown, it felt like a matured Nick Diaz. He was all talking about how he loves coaching. He didn't talk about anything bad, no negative things, right? And then he's all this, all that. And then all of a sudden, today and yesterday, all his interviews are like, oh, I don't know who put this thing together. This is stupid. I don't know why I'm fighting Robbie Lawler. Then the weight getting changed. And now he doesn't want to go to any of the media. He's doing the old school Nick shit.
I think a big part of that is because he doesn't like doing the media stuff.
He never has.
Yeah.
I remember back in the day, they showed it on the countdown when he didn't go to the press conference for GSP.
Yeah.
I watched that live, and I was like, Nick Diaz, here we go.
So I think a lot of that just comes from the frustration of having to do all the media stuff, and then
He can hardly talk.
yeah, and he was saying that he wanted Usman instead of Lawler. He's like, this is stupid. I should be fighting Usman. I'm better than Usman. I could beat him.
Yeah. Well, then go out there and beat Robbie Lawler. And here's the thing, dude. Robbie's still been doing his thing. He hasn't stopped doing his thing. Even after losing the belt with Woodley, he was putting an ass whooping on Ben Askren before he lost.
When's the last time he's won a fight?
Ooh,
He is on a 4-fight losing
I think
streak.
it's been a minute.
His last fight to Neil Magny, he lost. He's been fighting good
But-
guys that are younger and better. Like,
and
come
the way
on.
he fights still. He's still ruthless Robbie Lawler. Except maybe not the Colby Covington fight.
We'll see. Like, I mean, both of them are, you know, close to their 40s now.
Yeah. Who do you guys have for that? What's your pick? I'm picking for some reason with all the when I watched the countdown, I was like, "Ooh, Nick's got this." But then the past couple days with all this shit going on, I'm like, maybe Robbie's the one getting this one.
I seen on Reddit they had this clip. I guess it was of the countdown or something, but it was Nick shadowboxing. Everyone was shitting on him because he looked slow. But I'm like, he's never been the fastest guy. His boxing is very unique, and he comes from a lot of different weird angles, and he just throws a ton of volume. I think it's, you know, it comes down to like how healthy is he?
Mm-hmm.
Is he hurt? And I feel like the cardio should be there. You know, he's training and you know, he runs a lot of marathons and stuff. So I think the advantage would go to Nick in that stance. But then again, like, what about ring rust?
Yeah,
Because
exactly.
it's been forever since he's fought, so it's got to feel weird being in there for him.
What do you think, Brandon?
I got Robbie Lawler knocking him out. Because like you said, with the slowness and the speed and like Robbie Lawler just being a dog, Robbie Lawler can knock you out any day. Even if his chin's not there anymore, he's still got them hands.
Mm-hmm.
Nick, get the hell out of here. You're going to get dropped. I'm telling you right now. Stamping it. Nick getting dropped. I'll even do it first round. Robbie going to get an easy win.
I love how it's 5 rounds too. It's so funny.
I think if it gets the 4th or 5th round, it's gonna be a very sloppy fight. Like, not in a good way.
Nick Diaz by submission.
He does got very good jiu-jitsu.
Mm-hmm.
I'm kind of leaning towards Diaz too. I hope it's not a stupid prediction, but we'll see.
I'm gonna stick with my gut from watching the countdown. I'm going Diaz. Maybe he's just playing games with us like he always used to do.
True. In his last fight versus Silva, he was messing around a lot.
Mhm.
It could be just because it was, you know, Silva, and Silva does his thing, so he's just. But yeah, how seriously is he taking this?
Yeah, we'll see. It's honestly, it might be the fight I'm most interested in. And then of course the main event. I didn't watch any of the countdown, but I love Volkanovski calling out Brian Ortega and making him look like the bad guy. It's making me question Brian Ortega. It's making me go, is he right? Is he right?
I think he's got a point there.
Calling him a spoiled brat, all this and that.
There was one quote that Brian Ortega had, and he was talking about his last fight compared to his fights before.
Mm-hmm.
And it was a comment that he made, like he's like, I got rid of all the old guys. You know, It just felt very like, very dismissive of his past camp and coaches and whatnot, which, you know, I can understand, like, to a point, like, you feel like they were kind of holding you back. But I don't know, just the way he came off, I didn't like it. I felt like he didn't, I don't know, it felt very disrespectful kind of in a way, but that just could be me just looking at it that way.
Yeah. Brian did good on his last fight with fucking Zombie. I thought that was good. Was it Zombie? Yeah.
Yeah, he did look really good.
Yeah. So
It's going to be a good fight.
It's gonna be a real good fight. Volkanovski makes you fight his fight, so we'll see.
Well, I mean, guys, we all know they're just holding that belt for Max. So when Max Holloway comes back for that next fight,
You're one of the people that think Max won against Volkanovski?
Well, I mean,
Two.
you leave it in the judge's hands, you get what you get. So I'm never gonna say that he won that fight.
Volkanovski was keeping up the pace with Max, and he was beating him before the punch. Y'all silly. I know you love Max Rule. I know you're sipping that tea. Go rewatch. That's one of the fights you need to rewatch.
Dude, Max does what your boy Sean does to guys, just making them look foolish, to championship level
Sean knocks
dudes.
people out. That last one, that was just the rock he was punching. He was punching a fucking solid rock.
Yeah. Well,
With
I'm just
no
saying
brain.
how impressive Max looks to compare him to Sean.
Oh, I know.
That's a compliment to Max.
I love Max, but he lost to Volkanovski. I hate to say it. I love Max, but you're disrespecting Volkanovski. He makes you fight his fight. He's relentless. He's got a lot of skills. He's really well rounded. The dude was a fucking big fat boy, and now he's doing his thing there. Crazy. And Brian Ortega couldn't beat Max. He's got to look out. I'm thinking, this is me, I think he's got to look out for the uppercuts and the knees. Maybe the jiu-jitsu. Brian is a good jiu-jitsu guy.
Yeah.
So I think those are the three things.
Yeah, it's just his jiu-jitsu is really good. He's got
Yeah.
very strong
And power.
chokes.
His power.
Yeah, his elbows. He's got really
Yeah.
good elbows. He likes to use a lot too.
But I think Volkanovski is a very smart fighter. If he doesn't get knocked out, that's the only way I see Brian winning is by a knockout.
You don't think he could choke him out?
Mm-mm. I think Volkanovski's too smart for it. I think
Anyone
he's
can
too
get
smart for it.
caught.
Oh, I know, 100%. Trust me, dude. Jiu-jitsu's insane. Jiu-jitsu is insane. But if jiu-jitsu is so insane, how come he couldn't do it to Max Holloway? How come Brian couldn't do it to him?
He was getting beat up the entire
I
time.
know.
He's getting his ass kicked the entire time.
I think that's what could very well happen. But the thing is Brian did look good on his last fight. It was supposed to happen already. It didn't, but we'll see.
I think
we'll see. It is gonna be a damn good fight, though.
Yeah.
I think it is gonna be a good one.
I think the UFC would love if Brian Ortega won
Mm-hmm.
because they would not give Volkanovski the rematch.
Seeing that
It would go-
shitty. And they would go to Max.
100%.
Yeah, for the trilogy.
100%. And
Dana's like, please,
Yeah.
baby, please.
and which is
That's
fucked up
funny.
because Alexander's he's a beast, man.
Uh,
I think he's gonna win. I think he's gonna take it.
What about you, Brennan?
I'm rooting for Brian because I think Max loses to Alex again. I
Uh-huh.
think Max's best bet to get the belt is to have Brian win and then get wrecked again
Oh, okay.
in the stand-up department.
Okay.
Yeah, I got him though. Your boy Alex Volkanovski, he's gonna win.
All right, real quick, let's go through these last. We're just gonna say our pick quicks real quick, and that's the end of the pod. So we got Shevchenko, Murphy, go.
Valentina.
Same. Come on now. The only person better than her that's the female fighter greatest. Freaking Amanda Nunes, dude.
Lauren Murphy pulling the upset, coming from Schmitty. All right, Curtis Blades versus Rosenstruck.
I'm gonna go with Jairzinho.
Okay.
Man, I'm with Josh again. Blades
Me
is a
too.
fool. He's gonna go for that double leg, get knocked out, uppercut coming
Well,
to you.
fuck. You know what? I'm going Blades just because you guys are both going Rosenstruck. Let's go Blades. All right, and then Jessica Andrade, Cynthia Cavill. We talked about, but we didn't say. I'm going. Fuck, I gotta go Cynthia. We met her. She's really sick. Jessica Andrade is a fucking beast, though. This is a really tough fight for her. Fuck. Cynthia. Schmitty's picks.
I'm gonna go with Andrade.
Damn.
Too much experience, and I think she's really strong in that weight division.
Damn.
That's what I was gonna say too. She got out muscled by Valentina,
Yep.
but this is a different fighter. This ain't Valentina. This is Cynthia Cavill. She's only human too. Valentina and Amanda Nunes, I don't think they can bleed. They're like superhuman. I don't know.
Yeah, they are. And if we ever see them fight again, that'd be crazy, too. No Joe Rogan again for this event. Joe's getting fucking tired of this shit. You can tell. He's been doing it forever. He's
Yeah.
done. White flag. R.I.P. Joe Rogan on events.
When's the retirement
Yeah,
coming?
just call it, Joe. Just call it. For hunting, Joe, you're missing this card for hunting. What the fuck? All right. Jobins, episode 47. Thanks for watching. Josh, thanks for being on here again.
Yeah, thank
We
you
got to
for
get a
having
third fucking mic for this and fix this shit up. We really do. We'll get it done in the future, guys. Thanks for watching.
Thanks, guys, and thank you too, Josh. Thanks,
Yeah.
everybody.
Deuces.